Throughout the vast expanse of human history, whenever a new truth emerges, whether it's a revolutionary idea, a spiritual insight, or an empowering revelation, something strange and paradoxical tends to happen. Instead of being embraced, celebrated, or integrated into society, these truths are met with resistance, often through suppression, distortion, or outright destruction. It's as if the universe itself conspires to keep certain knowledge hidden. This pattern isn't accidental. It's woven into the very fabric of societal control and the preservation of the status quo. Whenever a teaching, a realization, or a piece of ancient wisdom threatens to awaken the individual or dismantle the illusions that uphold systems of power, it is systematically erased, banned, ridiculed, or marginalized. Why is this the case? Why are the teachings that have the potential to empower the human soul, that can awaken consciousness, and that expose illusion, consistently targeted for censorship? What is it about these truths that makes them so dangerous, so threatening to those who benefit from keeping us asleep? From the ancient mystical schools of Egypt and Greece to the secret societies of the Middle Ages, from modern whistleblowers exposing corruption to underground movements seeking spiritual freedom, there is a common thread. A pattern emerges. Profound truths that challenge the dominant narrative are almost always censored. But the deeper question is not just about the censorship itself. It's about understanding who benefits from this suppression, and more critically, what essential knowledge they want to keep buried deep within our subconscious, hidden from our awareness. Censorship isn't always loud, sometimes it's quiet. When we think of censorship, we often imagine dramatic scenes, books being burned in flames, protesters being silenced by police, individuals being imprisoned for speaking out. These are the visible, overt acts of suppression, public displays designed to intimidate and control. However, modern censorship has become subtler, more insidious. It doesn't always happen through fiery destruction or overt bans. Today, censorship often operates behind the scenes, woven into the fabric of our digital lives, social norms, and cultural conditioning. Consider these subtle forms: algorithms that bury or suppress content that challenges mainstream narratives, ensuring that certain ideas never reach the surface; labels that discredit or dismiss alternative sources as conspiratorial, dangerous, or pseudoscientific, creating a mental barrier for the curious; societal shaming that stigmatizes questioning authority or exploring forbidden topics, making individuals afraid to voice their true thoughts; a culture that ridicules the seeker, branding those who dare to explore spiritual or suppressed knowledge as crazy or deluded. The most powerful form of censorship, however, isn't always external. It's internal, what we call self-censorship. This occurs when individuals begin to doubt their own intuition, dismiss their inner guidance, or silence their questions before they even speak them aloud. It's that voice inside that whispers, "That's too strange," or "You shouldn't ask that," which discourages further exploration. Self-censorship is often the most effective tool for maintaining control because it operates silently, within the mind. It's not always obvious, but subtly convinces us to conform, to stay silent, and to accept the limited narrative presented to us. And this isn't by accident. It's by deliberate design, crafted to keep us compliant and disconnected from our true power. Across different cultures, epochs, and spiritual traditions, the core teachings that are most often censored are remarkably similar. Despite the diversity of languages, symbols, and rituals, the essence of these teachings converges on certain universal truths. They're not violent or divisive. They don't incite hatred or conflict. They are designed to awaken consciousness, not manipulate or enslave. They speak of inner power, divine potential, and the inherent sovereignty of the individual. They dissolve fear and show us how to transcend suffering. They threaten the illusion of separation, control, and limitation. What do these teachings say exactly? They tell us that we are not victims of fate or circumstance. Instead, we are co-creators of our reality, that the divine isn't something outside of us, separate and distant, but resides within each of us, an innate, everlasting spark of the universe. That our purpose isn't merely to obey external authorities, but to awaken to our true nature. That the world we see, our physical reality, is only a fragment of what truly exists beyond the veil of illusion. When these truths are truly understood, not just intellectually, but embodied, our perception of reality shifts profoundly. We realize that we are more powerful, more connected, and more divine than we've been led to believe. This realization threatens the very foundations of control systems built on fear, ignorance, and obedience. History provides us with numerous examples of individuals and groups who dared to reveal these hidden truths and paid the price for their courage. Socrates, the ancient Greek philosopher, was executed for corrupting the youth by encouraging them to question authority, dogma, and accepted beliefs. Giordano Bruno, a brilliant thinker of the Renaissance, was burned at the stake for proposing that the universe was infinite and filled with countless suns, ideas that challenged church doctrine. Hypatia, a renowned woman scholar of Alexandria, was murdered by mobs driven by religious and political factions seeking to silence her knowledge and influence. The Gnostic texts, early Christian writings that emphasized inner knowledge and direct connection to the divine, were buried and suppressed by orthodox authorities who feared their revolutionary implications. The Cathars, a spiritual movement in medieval Europe, were annihilated because their teachings threatened the authority of the church and the hierarchy that kept people enslaved in ignorance. What did these figures and movements have in common? They offered direct access to truth that did not rely on intermediaries, religious institutions, or political power. Their knowledge was rooted in inner knowing, intuition, and personal experience. They connected individuals directly to the divine and to the universe's universal laws. Every time, that power was deemed dangerous. Every time, suppression was necessary to keep the masses in spiritual and intellectual bondage. Because once you realize certain truths, everything changes. You start to see through the illusion of control and manipulation. You recognize that your mind is a powerful tool that creates your perception of reality. Your body acts as an antenna, capable of sensing energy, vibration, and subtle forces. Your soul is eternal, never born, never dying, beyond space and time. Fear is not an inherent truth, but a tool used to enslave and manipulate. Divinity, the sacred, and the divine spark reside within you, waiting to be remembered. When these realizations dawn upon you, dependence on external validation diminishes. You no longer need someone else's approval to feel whole. You stop blindly following authorities and begin to trust your inner guidance. You recognize the illusion of separation and realize that you are an integral part of the cosmic whole. This sovereignty, this awakening to your true power, is what threatens the existing power structures. Hierarchies built on control, fear, obedience, and suppression cannot coexist peacefully with awakened consciousness. In essence, the more people awaken, the less control the old systems have, because awakened individuals are free. They question everything. They see through lies. They refuse to be enslaved by fear or manipulated through guilt and shame. Today, the battlefield for truth persists, but the forms have shifted. Instead of burning scrolls or imprisoning sages, modern truth seekers face social media censorship, ridicule, and systemic marginalization. Those who speak of energy healing, chakras, past lives, or multidimensional realities are often dismissed as woo-woo or conspiracy theorists. Their ideas are ridiculed, dismissed as superstition or pseudoscience, and their platforms are censored or demonetized. Similarly, those who explore suppressed histories, ancient civilizations, lost technologies, or hidden sciences are labeled as conspiracy theorists, regardless of the evidence they present. Why? Because awakening is contagious. When enough individuals remember who they truly are, the old systems, built on deception, hierarchy, and fear, begin to crumble. The truth is a wave that cannot be stopped forever. It may be suppressed temporarily, but it always finds a way to resurface. Here's the greatest irony of all: the most profound, transformative teachings that have been censored, hidden, or suppressed don't only exist in ancient texts or secret chambers. They are embedded within you, deep in your DNA, encoded in your very being. In your DNA, there are memories of ancient civilizations, forgotten wisdom, and cosmic knowledge, seeds that lie dormant, waiting for the moment you choose to awaken. In your dreams, you may receive symbols or messages that connect you to this hidden knowledge. In your intuition, there are whispers guiding you toward truth. In your longing, there is a deep call to remember who you truly are. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange familiarity when you encounter certain symbols or teachings. The rush of goosebumps when you read words that resonate deeply. The fleeting memories that seem older than this lifetime. Images, sensations, or feelings that defy explanation. These aren't mere coincidences. They are the echoes of ancient teachings, remnants of wisdom your soul already knows, calling you back to your true self. Because when knowledge is labeled dangerous, it creates a psychological barrier. People recoil, hesitate, or turn away. They think, that's too risky, or that's forbidden. They don't realize that the real danger isn't in the knowledge itself. It's in what that knowledge threatens to unravel. It threatens to undo control, dismantle lies, and shatter illusions of separateness and weakness. It reveals the truth that you are powerful beyond measure, that you are divine, eternal, and free. The controllers, the ones who profit from your fear, demonize this knowledge, twisting it into something dangerous to keep you obedient. They distract you with fears, discredit the truth, and cast doubt on your own inner wisdom, until the very teachings that could liberate you become the ones you fear most. If you've come across this message or this content, it's no accident. Something within you is awakening. A part of you is ready to remember what's been hidden. It's a sign that your consciousness is expanding. You might feel internal resistance, hesitation, doubts, or fears, and that's natural. Resistance is a sign of transformation. It shows that you are close to a breakthrough, that the veil of illusion is thinning. You are approaching the sacred, the hidden, the divine within. This is a pivotal moment, a threshold where ignorance begins to transform into awareness. Because truth is inherently disruptive to those who seek to control through deception. It's not dangerous in itself. It's dangerous to the structures built on lies. Truth dismantles illusions, restores clarity, and invites liberation. It's the ultimate challenge to systems that rely on secrecy, manipulation, and fear. So, when you notice a truth being attacked, silenced, or erased, don't look away. Instead, lean in. Be curious. Ask questions. What are they so afraid I'll discover? What happens if I understand this fully? Who benefits from my ignorance? Who loses power when I awaken? Remember, truth doesn't need to shout. It just needs your attention, your willingness to listen and remember.